Picture this. You're on the trading floor, the coffee is flowing, the screens are glowing green, and then suddenly, absolute, unmitigated chaos. Prices are swinging wildly, news is dropping like bombs, algorithms are short-circuiting. As a licensed rep, what's your move? Panic? Run for the exits? No way. You initiate the chaos protocols. Today, we're mastering trading halts, limit up, limit down, and circuit breakers. And hey, just like you need to know when to pull the plug on a tanking market, you need to know exactly how to study for the Series 7. This explainer is brought to you by CertFuel. They've got a full course with adaptive study quizzes, smart flashcards, and unlimited practice exams weighted just like the real thing. Check it out at certfuel.com. All right, let's jump straight into the madness. So let's kick things off with micro chaos. I want you to meet Carla, the customer. Carla just bought shares in a tiny tech startup, and out of nowhere, rumors leak that they've literally invented a working time machine. Obviously, every person on Earth wants to buy this stock. It is absolute pandemonium. An exchange or FINRA is going to look at this and say, whoa, timeout. They'll step in and initiate a regulatory trading halt. Now, there are three main reasons regulators will just hit the pause button on a specific stock. Number one, material news pending. So like Carla's time machine, they're going to wait until the news is officially released so everyone gets a fair shot. Number two is a significant order imbalance. Think 1 million buy orders and literally 0 sell orders. And number three, suspected market manipulation or some kind of regulatory issue. The absolutely crucial thing you got to remember here is that during this halt, 0 transactions or quote activities are allowed. None. The whole thing is frozen solid until the exchange lifts the ban. But what if there isn't any news? What if it's just some rogue, glitching algorithm causing a single stock to randomly spike or crash? Enter Riley the rep. Riley is watching a single stock go totally haywire on his screen. This right here is where the limit up, limit down plan, or LULD, kicks into high gear. LULD is designed specifically for individual national market system securities to prevent trades from executing at totally insane prices outside of specified bands. Okay, wait, stop right there. We've got a massive exam trap. The test writers are going to try to bait you here, so listen closely. These LULD price bands are set as a percentage above and below a reference price. The exam will definitely ask you what that reference price is, and they'll dangle the opening price as a really tempting answer. Do not fall for it. The reference price is the average price of the security over the preceding rolling 5-minute period. 5 minutes. Lock that into your brain right now. It's a rolling 5-minute average. Now notice how the rules shift depending on the stock's profile. For stocks priced above $3, we have 2 tiers. Tier 1 covers the big players. You know, the S&P 500, Russell 1000, select ETPs. Their price band is 5%. Tier 2 covers all other NMS securities, and they get a wider 10% band. Why? Well, because smaller stocks are just naturally more volatile. Oh, and here's a really fun quirk. These price bands actually double during the last 25 minutes of the trading day. Because the close gets crazy, right? They literally have to give the market a little more breathing room to settle. So let's walk through the exact mechanical flow of an LULD halt. It's basically a 3-step dance. Step 1, the national best bid or offer hits that upper or lower price band. Step 2, trading immediately enters a 15-second limit state. Think of this as a warning period. The market gets exactly 15 seconds to chill out and resolve the price back inside the band. Step 3, if the market does not chill out after those 15 seconds, the primary listing exchange throws a flag and declares a 5-minute trading pause for that specific stock. All right, so we've survived Carla's time machine and Riley's glitching algorithm. It's time to escalate. We are now entering macro chaos. Meet Sam, the supervisor. Sam is looking out his window and sees a literal meteor hurtling toward the New York Stock Exchange. The entire S&P 500 is tanking. This isn't just one stock anymore. This is the whole shebang. It's time for market-wide circuit breakers, or MWCBs. And remember, these are triggered strictly by a decline in the S&P 500 index from the prior day's close. Let's look at the triggers for this. If the S&P 500 drops by 7%, bam, we hit a level 1 market-wide circuit breaker. What happens? A 15-minute halt. Across the entire market, everyone literally steps away from their desks, takes a deep breath, and waits 15 minutes. Now, if the market reopens and just continues to crater, hitting a 13% decline, we hit level 2. Again, this triggers another 15-minute market-wide halt. But keep in mind, level 1 and level 2 halts can each be triggered only once per trading day. You don't just get unlimited 15-minute timeouts. And then we reach the doomsday scenario. Level 3. a 20% decline in the S&P 500. If this happens, trading is completely dead for the remainder of the day. Period. Turn off the lights, lock the doors, go home. It literally does not matter what time it is. If you hit 20%, the trading day is over.
Okay, time to put you on the spot. I want you to literally pause this explainer right after I finish asking this question. Here's the scenario. It is 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. The S&P 500 just dropped 8% from yesterday's close. So what does Sam the supervisor do? Pause the explainer right now, figure out your answer, and then hit play.
All right, did you get it? Here's your exam trap answer. Sam does absolutely nothing. No halt occurs at all. This is honestly one of the most heavily tested tricks on the Series 7. The time window for Level 1 and Level 2 halts is strictly 9:30 a.m. to 3:25 p.m. If a 7% or 13% decline happens at 3:26 p.m. or 3:30 p.m., trading continues straight into the close. The only exception is a Level 3 20% drop, which halts trading at any time of day. Do not let them catch you on that 3:25 p.m. cutoff.
Let's lock this in by comparing them side by side. The exam absolutely loves to test if you know the difference between a market-wide meltdown and a single stock glitch. So scope, MWCB is the entire market, LULD is just a single stock. Trigger, MWCB is the S&P 500, LULD is an individual price band based on a 5-minute average. Duration, MWCB gives you a 15-minute halt or kills the rest of the day. LULD gives you a 15-second limit state, followed by a 5-minute pause. Keep these separated in your mind for sure. All right, it's time to lock this all in. We're doing a high-speed sprint recap of the hardest, most testable points. Number 1, the LULD reference price is the 5-minute rolling average. It is never the opening price, never. Number 2, remember the 3:25 p.m. cutoff. Level 1, which is 7%, and Level 2, which is 13%, literally cannot trigger after 3:25 p.m. If it happens late in the day, the market stays open for business. And number 3, Level 3 is a 20% drop in the S&P 500. And it means go home, we are done for the day, regardless of what time it says on the clock. So I'm going to leave you with this final thought. The next time you see a stock chart going absolutely wild, are you going to know if you're dealing with a localized 15-second limit state, or are you watching the first domino fall in a market-wide meltdown? Master these rules, spot those exam traps, and you'll absolutely crush this section. Keep studying, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.